Hello everyone. In this session, we will be taking a look at creating a report and a dashboard. Basically, we are going to do a project, and this project would be based on the Netflix dataset. The idea over here is to create a report where the data looks like this. So we'll be finding some insights from the data and we'll be presenting it in this way. So the idea over here is that any person who wants to watch any TV show or movie would be coming over here and selecting what is the kind of thing that they want to watch. So here they will have multiple options in the slicer where they would be able to choose between the TV shows and movie. So in our options over here where it is given the type, we have basically shown the TV and the movie shows. So over here we have the title. So whenever any user would be coming over here again and they'll be selecting that I want to see the TV show. So it would be giving them complete list of all the TV shows that are present and also the movies that are present. So if they are choosing the movie over here, so we are also having the movie over here, but it is not showing right now. We'll be making a new dashboard. So I'll configure it that way. And then whenever they select any TV show, let's say they are selecting this. So all the information related to that particular TV show would be listed over here and same would be happening towards movie. Now, the top part that you can see, I have various cards over here, and all these cards would be reflecting the information about a particular TV show or movie. And also, we have the description over here, so user can basically see that what is the description of that particular movie or TV show, and would they like to go ahead and watch that or not. Also, it would reflect that what is the particular duration of that movie or what are the seasons in that particular TV show and what is the genre of that, also the rating, is it PG-13 or is it adult or is it basically based for children's. Then we have this first release year, which is basically the year on which that TV show or movie was released. And also we have this date added option, which would basically reflect when it was added on Netflix. Then we have this global data, which is not related to this particular specific TV show or movie. It would be showing you the complete data of the data set, like for example how many shows are there and what is the rating of those shows, then what are the different genres of shows and how many each movie or each TV shows are present in that genre. Also we have over here that the combined number of TVs and movie shows is there, so we have just divided that into the pie chart and it describes that how much of the portion of it consists TV shows and how much portion as movies. And also we have that throughout the year how many movies and TV shows were added in the Netflix. So let's go ahead and create this dashboard. So I'm having this blank report over here. First I'll import my data and that data is in Excel file. So I'll click on import data from Excel and we will select our data set and click on open. You can select the sheet Netflix and click on load. If you want to transform this data and if you want to remove any particular column or row, you can just click on transform the data and it would open the Power Query editor for you. Currently my data is clean, but if you think that your data is not clean and if you just want to refine your data a bit more, what you can do is you can use these options. We have already talked about these options on how can you transform your data. Then after you have made the necessary changes, you can click over here and close and apply, and this would make the changes to your data and that data would be reflected over here in our Power BI. After this has loaded the data, all the columns which are present in your data set would be shown over here on the right hand side, as we have already discussed. Now, the idea over here is to create a slices first where the users can select a TV show or movie option. So first we'll go to the slicer option, click on slicer, and over here I can drag and drop my type. You can see I have two types, movie and TV shows over here. So I will just decrease the size over here. And when you click on it, then the options would be reflecting in the other visuals as well. So currently I'm just clearing this visual and I want this in the form of a drop down. So for that, what I can do is I can go over here in format your visual, and over here I have multiple slicer settings. So I click on the slicer settings and over here I have options and it is telling me what is the style that you want for this slicer. So currently it is vertical list. I want it as a drop down. So I will select drop down over here. Now the user can come over here and select any movie show or TV. Then again, I will click a slicer option and I will create a new slicer, and this would give the user any chance to select a particular title. So I will drag and drop the title over here. Now you can see I have these various titles, and as you select any option over here, this would be filtered down on that basis. So now again, I want it in the form of a drop down. So I will select this, go in format your visuals, slice the settings, and over here I will select drop down. Then you can adjust the size. The next part is creating multiple cards. The first card would be showing me that how many seasons are in that TV show or what is the duration of that particular movie. So I will click on the cards option, adjust this card over here. And over here I have this duration option. So I will drag and drop this duration over here and it is showing me that it has one season. So currently I haven't selected any option over here, but it is by default showing me the data which is first in the list. So basically if we see over here, the first in the list is reality high. So it is showing me the duration of that. Now the next part is that in which particular genre is it listed. So again, I will click on card, adjust it over here, and then I can drag and drop listed in option over here. The next part would be defining the rating of that. So I will click on card, adjust it, and then I will drag and drop the ratings. Then we will add the years in which it was added to Netflix and also the year on which it was released. So I will click on card, again adjust it, and then I will drag and drop the date added option. So here in the date added option, what I can do is I can drag and drop the year. Now it is showing me the count of the year. Now this is a thing to note that it would sometimes show you this count because it is a numerical field. So for that, what you can do is you have to adjust this based on the format that you want. So basically, if you just want to see the year, you have to see the year option, and basically you can just tell it to not summarize this data. So I'm just leaving it for now. I have created a card. We will talk about it in some time. Then again, I will click on the card option and I will create a new card. And this would be showing me on which date it was added. So here I have this release year option. So I can drag and drop this release year. Again, it is summarizing all the release year. So what you can do is you can go over here in the release year option, and over here it is showing you the summarization. Click over here and say don't summarize. Now drag and drop this over here. Again, it is showing you the count option. So let me select this again. And over here, I can see what are the different changes that I can make. So over here in the data type, it is showing me as whole number. So what I'll do it, I will change it to date. Now it is showing me the date on which it was released. So it is showing me in the correct format. The same can be done for this year option over here, which is basically the date hierarchy. So I will select this and I will see what are the different options that are present for this. So here currently it is showing me the count of the year. So I will remove it for now. And you can recall the different sessions that we performed over here. So now if you go over here and if you go in the data option, you will find multiple data options for this. Let me add this date hierarchy over here. Give me a moment. Yeah. So what you can do for that this date added is you can go over in the data added option and over here you will see this column tools. So over here currently I have this data type. Make sure that it is the date time. After you have made sure that it is the date time option, you can come over here and you can drag and drop this year option over here. And if it is still showing you year, what you can do is you can directly add this complete date added option also if you just don't want to see the year. Now it would show you the earliest date added and it is also the correct part. Now we have to adjust this and we have to make sure the text is small enough to fit in our screen and also big enough that we are easily able to see that. For that we have two options. Either you can go in the individual card and you can customize this. So you can click on the format your visual and you have these call out values over here. So you can decrease the size of this call out value. Let's say that you have made these call out values to be 15. If it is looking too small, what you can do is you can increase the size a bit. So you can adjust the size like this. So again, I will go in the other cards also. Format your visual, call out value 20. Go to the new card and it would open that format option by itself. If you have that open in any other card, make it 20. Same for this card, value as 20 and the other one as 12. Now you can adjust these cards. So for now, I can just drag and make this size small, adjust it over here, adjust this also. So now they all have been adjusted and they are now all aligned. If you want, you can also adjust the size of this title and type. If all these are aligned, they would look good. The next part is the duration part. Now this duration would be shown in the form of a card. So again, I'm sorry, the description part. So again, I have to click on this card option and adjust it, increase the size a bit, and then I will drag and drop my description over here. Again, go in the format your visual, call out value and decrease the size to 20. Now let's test it a bit. So first I will go over here and I will select a movie, and it is changing the information based on that first movie which is coming over here. Then again, let me select any movie. So let's say we are talking about this movie. So if I click on it, first thing it shows me is the duration of that movie, that how many minutes are there in the movie or how many seasons are there in a specific TV show. Then the genre of it, then the rating, then what was the earliest date it was added, or basically the release year. And this was the year on which it was released worldwide. So this is basically the Netflix release year. So what we can do is we can also customize these part. So if you go over here in the first duration option, click over here and click on the category label. We have this option to turn on or off this category label. So you can basically turn it off or on also. If you want to add any other description over here, you can go in the generals option and you can put in the title. So let's say the title says just duration. Then you can make it centrally aligned and you can also make it bold. Go in this and give the name as genre. So turn off the category label, go in general, turn on the title and give genre. Align it centrally and make it bold. We can also increase or decrease the size. So let's say the font size is 22. For duration also I will make the font size as 22. Go in the ratings option, turn on the title, give the title as rating, make it bold, size 22 and align it centrally. You can turn off the callout. So go in the visuals and turn out the category label. Over here, I will just uncheck the category label and I will say date added on Netflix. Same I'll do for this. In the title, I will say release year and turn off the category label. Let me just adjust the size of this and also change the position. So first it is showing the release year and then it is showing when it was added on the Netflix. Then we have the description option. So here I'll turn off this category label and I will put the title as description. You can also adjust the size of these slicers. So over here, you can tell the user to select a type. So you can go over here in the format your visual. Over here, we have the slicer header option. So over here, you can change the type of text. So let me say, it says select your preference. You can make it bold. And also, if you prefer, you can increase or decrease the size. Then over here, we can say the user to select any title. So go in the format your visual in the slicer header. You can say select a title. Make it bold. And you can also adjust the font size. Then this was all for the settings related to a specific movie or TV shows. Now what if I want to show the complete information that is present inside that data set? For example, what are the count of different shows or movies present inside it based on the ratings? So here I can create a static column chart. I can put in the different genres. So let me first clear this slicer. Genres are present in the listed in option. And then I want to see the count of all the show IDs. So over here, I can put it in the y-axis, the show IDs, and it is showing me the sum of the show IDs. I don't want to see the sum. Basically, I want to see the count. Then you can see that it is showing me too many values, but I just want to see, let's say 10 values or 12 values. What I can do is I can also apply the filter based on that. Let's say if you only want to see the 10 values, you can apply this in the filters as well. So this was all about how can you add the multiple genres and the show IDs. Now let's say if I want to classify the movies based on the ratings. Again, what I can do is I can create a specific bar chart for that also. So let me change the positioning of that bar chart. I will create a stacked bar chart, this time in the horizontal direction. Again, I will put the ratings over here. And then I will put the count of show IDs. So I can put the count of show IDs over here in the x-axis. Click over here and change it to distinct count. Adjust the size of it. Also, you can adjust the size of this bar chart. Then now I want to see how many movies are there and how many TV shows are there. For that, I can create a pie chart. So click on the pie chart and you can put in the values of the count of show ID in the values. So let me put the show ID over here and I will put the count of it. Then also you have to bifurcate it based on different type. So drag and drop this type over here in the legend. So now it is showing you how many movies are there and how many TV shows are there. Then now you want to see the different years in which these movies were added and how many movies were added in how which year. So for that you can create an area chart. To create an area chart, we have this option over here of area chart. Click over here, adjust the size. Now in the y-axis, you can put the count of type. So drag and drop this type over here and it would put in the count of type. In the x-axis, you can put the date in which it was added. So basically I will put in the year. Now you want to see this differently. How many movies were added and how many TV shows were added. So for that in the legend also, you can put in the type. So I will drag and drop this in the legend as well. Now let's customize it a bit. So go over here in the format your visual and over here you can turn on the markers and also you can turn on the data labels. If you also want to see the total, you can click on the series label option. Now we can just change the title of these. But a thing to note over here is that whenever you are selecting any TV show or movie, so let's say I'm selecting a movie, you can see that these are also changing. Now I don't want these to change. I only want the options listed at the top to change. So for that, what I need to do is I need to edit the interaction of these visuals. So basically, whenever I am selecting any movie or TV show, these top cards should change and these charts at the bottom should not reflect any changes in that. For that, you can select any slicer. You can go in the format option and you can go in the edit interactions option. Over here, we have this filter option. So you can basically turn this off. So over here, you have this option of none. You click on none. I will do this for every visual that I don't want to change when I'm selecting the slicer. The same thing would be done for the other slicer as well. So click over here and turn off the interaction for this, this chart and this bar chart. Now let's test it a bit. So over here, if I select a movie and let me select any movie title. So let's select this 21. So over here you can see the duration, genre, rating, release year, when it was added on the Netflix, and what is the description. But none of these charts at the bottom are changing because they are reflecting the complete data of the data set. So now our complete report is ready. Now we have to just match it with the theme of Netflix, that is red and black. So for that, what you can do is you can go in the individual visualizations and you can change the color. Also, you can go in the format option directly and change the theme of this complete report. But first, let me change the title of these visuals. So here I want the users to have the complete information about what exactly is this visual representing. So if you go in this visual, it is showing us that in which genre this show is listed. So over here on the y-axis, I have the count of shows, and over here on the x-axis, I have the listed in option. So I can just click on this visual and I can turn off the x and y-axis also. So go over here and just turn off these values. Or if you just want to turn off this labels over here, you can turn off this labels also. Same for the y-axis, I will turn off the title. I can also turn off the grid lines. So I will go in the grid lines option and I will turn this grid lines off. If you are not able to see the grid lines, what you can do is you can change the background color to black. And as you change it to black or any darker shade of color, then it would show you the grid lines. So in this visual also, you can see some grid lines are coming. So click on this visual, go in the general settings, go in the title option, and over here, change the title. So over here, you can say genre count. Make it centrally aligned, make it bold. Also, if you want to see the data labels over here, you can go in the general options and you can find the data labels options also over here. So let me go to this visual, and over here I'm having this option of data labels in the visuals itself. Same I'd be doing for the other visual as well. So click over here and say rating. So I will click over here in the generals, go to the title options. Over here I'll change the title to just say rating or count of ratings. Make it bold, align it centrally. and then you can just turn on the data labels and turn off this label. So here I can go in this visuals and turn on the data label. Go in the x-axis, turn off this title, and also go in the y-axis and turn off this title. Also turn off the grid lines, so go in the grid lines and turn off the vertical grid lines. So now it is giving me a cleaner look. Same I'd be doing for the other two visuals. So go in the pie chart and go in this general option. Over here I have the titles. So give the title as distribution of TV shows and movies. Align it centrally and make it bold. If you want to position this data labels, so you can use this position option over here in the details option. If you have just place it outside, and if you want it inside, you can click over here and you can put it inside as well. But if it is not fitting inside, you can then select this and you can select these option as well, where it says prefer outside or prefer inside, and depending on what is the size of this visual, it would try to fit in that values. So currently let's keep it as outside only, and over here it would show you what is the label content. It would show you the data value and the percentage of total. We just want to see the data value over here, you can click on the data values, and also if you just want to see the percentage of totals, you can click on the percentage of totals. So it is showing us that there are 31.58% of the TV shows and 68.42% of the movies. Let's adjust the size of this visual. Now for this last visual, which is showing us the area chart, I will say change the title and give it some title which is easy to understand. So I will go in the general option, click over here in the title, and I will say number of TV shows and movies added per year. Make it bold, centrally aligned, and you can turn off these labels of x-axis as well as the y-axis. So go over here in the visuals. We have this x-axis and y-axis option, so I will turn off the title. Also, if you want to turn off the grid lines, you can turn off this horizontal as well as the vertical grid line to give it a cleaner look. Now this report is looking fine. So over here, let me clear the selection first. And now let's change the theme of this report. So to change the theme, what you can do is you can go in the view option, and over here we have this themes option. Click over here and the current theme is default. Now we have multiple themes over here, so you can select any theme that you want and it would change the theme style of that report. If you don't wish to use these themes which are pre-made, what you can do is you can go in the default theme. Again, click over here, and at the bottom we have customize the current theme option. Click over here and you can change these colors and all the text options. So let me change the color to red and black. So let's select red and see what is the color that's changing. So I will click on apply and I will see that it is changing the visuals color. So these visuals are looking fine. Now I need to change the secondary color to the lighter shade of brown. So again, I will click over here, go in the customize current theme option, and the secondary color I am choosing is this shade. So it is red 247, green 200, and blue 200, and I will click on apply. Then let's change these visuals background to black, and the font over here, the color should be white or red. So I will click on again customize my theme option. So customize current theme, go in the text option, and over here you can change the text color. So give it a different color, and let's see how they are looking. Go in the text option again, and this was the general color. You can also change the color of the titles. Let's say 220, 200, and 200. If you don't want to type this, what you can do is you can copy this hex code as well, and you can go in the other options and click over here and paste this hex code, and this would customize the color for you. So I think I put in the wrong code over here. It should be 220, 200, and 200. Then click on apply, and you can see the color of all these visuals have changed. If you are not finding this color good enough, you can change the color as well. Going over here again and customize the current theme option, go in the visuals option and choose the background color to be black. So now the background color for all the visual has changed, and now what you can do is you can adjust these visuals. If there is any blank space, you can adjust these visuals, and you can now see that it's looking good at the bottom part. For the top part, we have this space, so we need to adjust this visuals. So let me decrease the size of this visuals. So now we don't have any white spaces. Again, for this visual, if you just want to show the top 10 values, what you can do is you can go in the filters and you can put in the top 10 values as well, so that it is not giving you an option to scroll. We have already discussed about that filters as well. After adjusting the size of these visuals, you will also find the option of snapping it to a particular position. You can see this line is coming over here. Go in the customize my theme option again and check for any other color changes that you can do. You can see over here in the name and colors option, the first level element color over here is shown as black. So if you want to change it to red, you can change it to red as well. If it is looking fine to you, then no need to make any further changes because this color is showing the theme of Netflix. Now, after you have made this report, now user can easily come over here and select any desired option. Let's say if the user want to see the TV shows, they can click on TV shows. They can select their preferred TV shows. They can find the description, how many seasons are there, what is the genre, the rating, the release year, and when it was added on Netflix. Also, they can find a small description for that TV show. If the text size is too big, you can go over here and you can change the text size as well. So again, we have got this option of changing the text size as well. So if you go in the customize current theme option, and if you go in the text, you will find the titles and the cards and API option over here. Over here, you can adjust the font size. So let's say I'm making it as 28. If you click on apply, you can see the size of this would be changing. If it's not changing, what you can do is you can go over here for the individual cards, click on the format your visuals, and over here in the general options, you'll find the multiple options to change the content that is present inside these cards. For example, let's say the callout value color, the callout value size, you can control it from this part. So let's make it 18. You can see the size is changing over here. So always choose a size which is best fitting for you. So this was all for the part for creating a report. Now let's say if you want to publish this, what you can do is you can go in the home option, and over here you have the publish option. Click on over here, save it. Let's say I'm naming it as Netflix Skill Squad report. Click on save option, save it to any workspace. Let's save it to Skill Squad reports option. Click on select, and it would publish the report for you on the Power BI services. After the report has been published, you can click on the get quick insights, and it would give you the quick insights about your data set. So let's say if you want to add some more visuals over here, and if you are not able to find any relevant information about that, you can click on get quick insights. It would open the Power BI services for you, and it would start searching for the insights based on your data set. So you can see there are some more visuals that you can add. Basically, you can add in which particular country there are more directors. Also, you can see the outliers over here, the count of people who have acted in numerous number of TV shows and movies, also the count of directors, and I have some more visuals. So any visual if you like, you can click over here and you can pin it to your dashboard as well. Let's go to the Skill Squad Reports workspace. Click on Home option. It might have updated the Power BI report for you. So here, let me find this Skill Squad Netflix dataset. See, so this was the report that we created. Now, if you want to see it in the full screen view, you can come over here in the view option and you can select the full screen as well. So this is how it would be reflecting to the users. If you want to create a dashboard out of it, just turn off the full screen mode and you can pin these visuals. So if you go on the top of any visual, it would give you an option of pinning the visuals. Now remember, if you pin this visual, the current state of this would be pinned. So let me clear this and let me clear this as well. We have already talked about how can you create a dashboard out of it. So you can just pin the visuals. Now let's say if the new data is coming in and things are changing over there. So what you can do is you can create a desktop connection in which you would be basically making the changes into your data set, and those would be reflecting over here. So we have already talked about how can you create a connection between your report and your data sets. Also, if you would like to make any incremental refresh or any schedule refresh, you can do in this report. So this was all about how can you create a small report with the help of a new data set. Thank you.